Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Well, this will probably be the last driving vlog for a couple days until I have to get groceries. I'm on my way to Costco to get my prescription, and they sent me a text saying that it's ready, so I know it's ready today. And I have decided that as of today, I don't think I'm gonna go through Starbucks anymore, or fast food and stuff. Like, I just really don't want to take the risk, honestly. And last night, I sat here and I didn't even finish all of my coffee from Starbucks yesterday, and so I was like, as much as I'd like to help keep them in business, I think Starbucks is gonna do just fine without me pulling through for drive-through. And so I started making my coffee at home, and actually I'm having hot coffee today because it was supposed to be 65 today, but a cold front went through and it's 45 degrees outside. It's chilly. It's like kind of windy and chilly outside. So we're just hunkering down like the rest of everybody else. Alex went to bed at 11:30, 11:40 last night, and he got up today at like 1:30. He got up later than I did today. He got up at like 1:30. I'm like not sleeping well. I had horrible dreams last night. And I woke up a couple times. So when I got done vlogging, I sat down. I was gonna watch 13 Reasons Why, but I just was like it's a lot for me to watch sometimes. So, you know when they talk about a shortcut, I'm gonna take a long cut today, like I did yesterday. Actually, I mean, Walmart is packed. I heard Costco is packed today, so I hope it's not super packed because I just want to run in there and get my meds and be done. Starbucks. Oh, Starbucks is not busy. There's 2 cars on the drive-thru. They said yesterday when I went through that they were completely dead. So anyway, when I got done vlogging last night, I was gonna watch 13 Reasons Why, and I started watching Splash because I'd said something about it in my review video yesterday, because I reviewed the Hostess cupcakes, or Hostess mermaid cupcakes that are these limited edition cupcakes they were really not that good. And so it got me thinking about Splash. I've always in my entire life been obsessed with mermaids. I love anything to do with mermaids, and I remember seeing that movie when I was a kid and I loved it. And so I was gonna watch it with Daryl Hannah. Do you guys remember that movie? That's how she got real famous. And then I loved her in Legal Eagles too. But I was gonna watch that last night. I started watching it. I literally was like 5 minutes in, and I was like, I'm wanting to watch something kind of suspenseful. Like, I'm not sure I'm really in the mood for this right now. So when I had gone to Phoenix, I had downloaded, I love zombie movies. I love zombie anything. And so I downloaded Zombieland with Woody Harrelson. I'd never seen it before. And that Jesse, I don't know what his name is. He was in the one about the Facebook. What's that movie called? I can't remember. But anyway, and Emma Stone, who I love. But Zombieland and Zombieland Double Tap, I had never seen either one of them. So I started watching Zombieland last night, but then I started getting really, really distracted and just, I don't know, just like going around the house. I was like looking around downstairs. I was like making sure that there's like nothing that we need. You know, like if I can't leave, like do we have everything that we need? I need to clean my windshield wiper, or my windshield is what I need to do. Like the inside of it. But, and so I got like, I don't know, 3/4 of the way through the movie, and then I got really, really tired. And so I was like, I'm just gonna go to bed. So I ended up going to bed about 4:30, and I woke up about noon. I made some coffee, and Alex was still asleep, so I sat on the front porch and I called a couple of my friends. I talked to Tanya, and I will say one like really, really nice thing as a result of all of this. I've got to like turn on the air conditioning or something to like the windshield. Maybe, I don't know why it's fogging up. But like one really nice thing is that a lot of people that I haven't heard from in a long time are reaching out, and I did that today too. I reached out to a couple people that I haven't talked to in a while, and I don't know, people are just, especially like my recovery friends are really like reaching out, and I reached out to a couple people today just to see if they're doing okay. And what is this? Road closed. Are you kidding me? Oh man. Road closed. Well, okay, I can't go that way. I guess this was stupid to take the long way home, I guess. I can go up here and turn around and come back this way, and it'll be quicker than if I go all the way through Broderpool. But, and then I woke up today and took the dogs out. They weren't really wanting to be outside for a long time today because it's so cold. And then I was like reading up on the news to see if anything new had been going on. Okay, allegedly, because I just read this in an article on the news, so I don't want to give misinformation, but apparently they've extended the tax date for when taxes are due. Which, like, I hadn't even thought about. Like, I mean, I knew that we needed to be doing our taxes because, like, Alex and I have been like, oh, we should get our taxes done now and stuff like that. But I hadn't even thought about, like, meeting with our tax preparer, you know, our accountant. I hadn't even thought about that. I mean, I guess we could do it, like, through the phone or through computers. I guess, I mean, right? Like, I think it would probably be smart for us to get them done early and just see. I know a lot of people have filed their taxes already because they've gotten their tax returns and stuff like that. I mean, we don't get a tax return, we always have to pay, so for us it's like, you know, wait until it's due. But I think this year maybe I'd prefer to just kind of get it paid. But, I mean, the other thing is, like, what if they, I mean, they're not going to just, they would never just not have us file taxes. They couldn't do that, especially for people that have filed quarterly taxes and stuff, you know? Like, they wouldn't just have us do that, so. I don't know, we're in a new world. Everything's going to be changing. I think everything going forward is going to be different in how we look at things, you know? You guys, my vlog yesterday was an hour and 46 minutes long. It was like 46 minutes and 26 seconds or something like that, an hour and 46. Do you guys like the longer vlogs right now, or would you prefer shorter ones? Would you prefer a mixed? Let me know, put it in the comment section below. I think today when I get home, I'm gonna make some videos and then, I don't know, eat dinner or something. And, I don't know what we'll have for dinner tonight. Frozen burritos. Oh, we have 30 of them. We had the leftover mac and cheese. I just didn't like that mac and cheese so much. I just didn't think it was that great. I said I was going to turn around, didn't I? And I didn't do that. Well, it's just as fast now where I'm at. I got in my head and it wasn't even thinking. construction everywhere. Construction up here too. Today would have been the first day of Ultra. Seems weird, you know, when this all started. I was telling Melissa this today. I talked to Melissa on the phone. I was like, today would have been the first day of Ultra. And I got kind of like teary-eyed, you know, like, it's not even about Ultra. It's about like just how different the world has changed in just 2 weeks, you know. And it was like when I first found out that like they had canceled it and whatever, it was like I kind of like popped off about it, you know. And it's like about the money and all this kind of stuff. And I think it all pales in comparison, you know, now, like, in just 2 weeks, like, what I thought was important really doesn't matter anymore, you know, like, and I knew that, but it's like, have you ever, like, known something, but then you know it, you know? Saw this thing that Christina Randall posted on her Instagram, and it was like a picture. I was gonna say a meme, but it wasn't really a meme. It was a picture of like these nurses and doctors or whatever, this hospital staff, and they were holding up these signs, and it said, there was like, I don't know, 12 or how many it would take to hold up these signs, but it said, "We stay here for you, please stay home for us." A lot of people out. Like, it seems like any other Friday afternoon in the middle of the afternoon on the roads. Everybody's house and yards are going to be spotless. I was thinking about this the other day, though, like, our neighborhood, like, our people are so, like, oh my God, because, you know, it's like older people, and they're yards are like spotless and perfect and like mulched beyond belief. And I'm like, okay, well, there's not gonna be anywhere to get mulch. So, I mean, do you think like landscapers will keep on working through the summer and like mowing the grass and stuff like that? I wonder how like that'll work. I mean, you would think to some degree. I mean, it's non-essential, but you would think that like, I mean, I guess if people can't pay for it, though, you know? But it seems like it's pretty safe to be outside, as long as you're not, like, in close distance with somebody, you know? Think about it. This would be the time, like, if you were some neighborhood kid with a lawnmower and you had, you know, and just say you leave your money in the mailbox to pay me, and I'll mow your lawn, you know, like every other week. They'd probably make a fortune, wouldn't they? Gas is still real low, but like, it's so weird, you know, like I fill my gas tank a couple times a week from driving around vlogging, and it's like, I filled my tank, I think, like 2 days ago, and it's still at full. Almost full. It's a gloomy day in Indianapolis. Tanya and I were talking about that today on the phone. It's just like, could we have like a sunny day, please? Like, a nice, sunny, warm day, like, to lift our spirits. Like, that would be, you know, I mean, my God, if I had that house in Arizona where I was at, like, by the pool, I just drink Diet Cokes by the pool and read, and come inside and take a nap and watch listen to an audiobook, watch a movie. If it was warm enough for us to even put, like, the cushions on the patio and stuff, you know? Well, it's just a matter of time before we can start going outside. It'll be nice here real soon. April is just around the corner. And then we'll be able to go outside, you know, in spring, and flowers and the birds and everything will be coming back, and it'll be real nice again. Our neighbors are walking like crazy. Like, I sat out there today and I just saw people, like, it was like every time I looked up, somebody was like walking by. Tanya said she walked last night, that she took her dog for a walk. And she said it was like a ghost town. There was nobody outside. I said, our neighbors walk, and they walk late around our neighborhood. So many places are still open. So I think tonight my plan is to finish the zombie movies, and then maybe a 13 Reasons Why or two. I am enjoying sitting at home watching TV shows. Like, I don't typically do that. I mean, that was my goal for this year, you know, to watch these TV shows. I kind of realized last night that I prefer watching movies over TV shows. Like, I like watching TV shows, you know, or series or whatever on Netflix, whatever we call them anymore. I don't know, do we call them TV shows? But at the same time, it's like, I prefer kind of watching a movie and having some kind of quicker resolution to it, you know? Mel texted me this morning and she said, it's 9 a.m. and I'm craving Del Taco. I blame it on you. Those Del Tacos were so good. We're supposed to go to Vegas in May for Electric Daisy Carnival, well, EDC, that Alex is going to with Maya and Fufu. And I had just thought I was going to go at first, but I'm not. As of now, I'm not going. I mean, we're going, but like, I'm just going to lay by the pool and stuff like that. But like, all the hotels and stuff everything is closed in Las Vegas. And Alex is like, they're not going to close EDC. And I'm like, well, first of all, they probably will. And I was talking to Melissa today, and she was like, well, don't you think that they'll like wait until like the end of April? I said, I think they're going to close any major event that's going to happen over the next 3 months so people can get their money back. I think that's the next thing that's going to happen. They're going to mandate it or something like that. I mean, I just wonder, like, I mean, how can they? There's people that come from all over the world for that, and there's like, you know, hotels aren't open. Then, I mean, how are you going to have a music festival and hotels aren't open for people to stay in it and stuff like that? I don't know. But I'm also like, the last place I would be at a music festival. So Alex and I were talking about that today. He's like, yeah, he was like, I'm sure they're going to cancel it. Oh, that's my husband calling me right now. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, back. Oh my God, that barbershop salon is still open. I thought like all salons and barbershops closed. You know, I never thought about doing like, we could do carry out from Patachou, but I don't even know how I feel about doing carry out right now and stuff. My opinion keeps on changing about that. So anyway, that's my plan tonight, to watch those movies and get those done. Clean something today. I was gonna clean some cabinets, but I don't even know that I'm in the mood to do it. I want to sit down and make some videos because I need to get my mind distracted. I have a hard time on days like this anyway, like, I mean, like, it's really gray outside. It's like 50% thunderstorm chance. I guess it rained earlier today. I really definitely think that, like, the older I get, I suffer from, like, seasonal affect disorder, you know? It's been raining so much. Look at the, God, the river is, like, so high. I don't know if you guys can see this, but... see the river. Oh, man. It's interesting driving around and seeing, like, what is open. Oh my God, is the nail salon still open? It sure is. Huh. I was reading something online that there's, like, not, you know, that it's really hard to buy, like, obviously toilet paper and, like, cleaning wipes and, like, cans of soup and stuff like that, but, like, fresh produce and all that stuff is, like, really available at places. And I did notice at Costco that they had a lot. They had, like, a lot of steak. They had tons of fresh produce. Was it produce that I saw that I was thinking of? They don't have produce at... No, they had, like, a lot of, like, the made meals already. Oh, it was at, the last time I was at Meijer, it was, like, they had fresh tomatoes, and that was a couple nights ago, but they had, like, fresh tomatoes, they had, like, spinach, they had, like, all kinds of stuff. And it looked really good, too. A lot of fruit. I've seen a bunch of dry cleaners go in recently. It's like, I wonder why, like, that place was called Zips, and then there's another place, the Gain, not the Gain one, but the, oh, I can't remember what it's called. But it's interesting, isn't it, that, like, we're starting to see dry cleaners again. Are people, I stopped using a dry cleaner, I think, when I was, like, in high school. Alex still takes stuff to the dry cleaner. But, like, he wears suits and stuff from time to time, so, for work meetings and things like that. But he'll take, like, a suit to the dry cleaner, or, like, shirts that he wants to wear with a suit or whatever. But I don't know people that take... My dad forever always took... I wonder if he still does. I have to ask him that. My dad always took his stuff to the dry cleaner. I just feel like it's such an incredible waste of money, number one. Number two, I can remember, like, when I was in high school, because my mom would just, like, take so much stuff to, like, the dry cleaner, but she'd be like, if there's shirts that you want taken to the dry cleaner, just put them here. And so not, like, flannels and stuff like that, but, like, button-down collared shirts that I had that were, like, nicer, I would have her take them. And I feel like often, like, the buttons would come back broken, like, or, like, you'd have, like, half a button, or, I don't know, I feel like the shirts just, like, wore down really quickly the more you would get them dry cleaned. I don't feel like it kept them, like, in better condition or whatever, you know what I mean? And I know there's some things you're supposed to get dry cleaned, but... oh, man. I mean, I guess it's probably kind of nice to, there was a huge blood bank RV. I've never seen anything like that here. Oh my God, White Castle is packed. The line is around the building in the middle of the afternoon. It's 3:36 and the building is packed. What was I gonna say? Chuck E. Cheese is closed. I don't think Indianapolis has been hit yet with the non-essential store closings. I mean, there's no way it could have been, because there's so many random vape shops and everything is open. Back there was a flooring place that's opened. What will happen with banks, I wonder? Will banks still stay open? Music stores, nail salons. Yeah, there's another nail salon that's open. I know it's not open. The sign was off. There's a bank. Looks open. I wonder if they're just drive-through only right now. Lover's Lane is still open. You can go in there and get your lingerie, like I said the other day. FedEx is open. Oh. I know that when they talk about essentials, I think they're, what I read was like grocery stores, gas stations, hospitals, doctor's offices, convenience stores. I was surprised that convenience stores were on there. And restaurants. I had a lot of people that commented in my comment section saying that liquor stores were closed. I was watching Vanderpump Rules. Alex was watching the wedding of Jax and Brittany. She's so sweet. I like her so much, that Brittany girl. And so pretty. And in her speech, she said the things they have in common, and she said our love for Hooters. I thought that was so cute. It was so funny. And I can remember back in the day, I thought like Hooters was like so tasteless and so horrible. And then I had a roommate of mine that worked at Hooters. First of all, their food is fantastic. Number two, back then I drank Mountain Dew. I don't drink Mountain Dew anymore, but like they had the best Mountain Dew in the entire world, I remember. And but like she had worked at other restaurants, and she had always like been hassled by, I mean, even like management and stuff, but like mostly like by customers that would come in, like managers would do nothing about it. And I remember her saying that she had never felt safer than when she worked at Hooters, and that they would like follow the girls to their car, and that they would call some of them like when they make sure that they got home. And I can remember her like the costumes, the uniforms are ridiculous. I used to have to like tie her into it in the kitchen because she had to be so like it had to be so tight. This is my friend that lives in Germany now, and but she wear, I think we think they're so skimpy, those outfits, but back in the day, and I don't know if they've changed, they had to be prom ready. And so she would have to wear like 3 pairs of hose, and then like these shorts. I mean, the hose were like nude, horrible, these horrible nude hose, and then like those high top Reeboks. What's going on? They're like people standing outside or something. It's not even that busy. All right, I'm gonna get off here and go in. I'll be back in a little bit. Okay. So that situation was completely weird. I got a few more things I needed. I'm not going out again unless absolutely necessary. Whew. So Costco now, I almost broke out my phone to record it to show you guys, but and I did just use my hand sanitizer before I got into the car and started everything, because that's what people have been telling me to do. I will say this, like, I'm kind of surprised, like, when you check out and stuff, and you use, like, a credit card thing, like, I had to go to the pharmacy and do it, and had to do that they don't have, like, the pumps of hand sanitizer there. Maybe they ran out, I don't know, but it kind of surprises me that they don't have it right there, or that they're wiping that stuff down. I feel like they should be doing that. I'm, like, you know, trying to touch it, like, through my sweatshirt. I would say, if I had to make a rough estimate, more than half the people that I saw had plastic gloves on in there. And so when we go in where the carts are, it used to go back to a certain place. They've opened it up, and now it's like this big room. And when you go in, it reminded me, and this is gonna sound crazy, but it reminded me of like going to like a haunted house on Halloween. They have all of these, like, you know those crates, the crates that they have in there where like they put stuff up on. So they have them stacked about 4 feet high, and then they have like this maze, and you have to stand 6 feet from each other when you go through, and they're only letting so many people in at a time. They're letting like 5 people in at a time. And what they're doing is, and it's actually, I mean, a good idea, they're spraying down, they're disinfecting each cart as it comes in, so that, and then you take the very front cart. And so then you're getting a supposedly clean cart when you go in, but they're going very, very slow. It was not packed in there whatsoever. They had a lot of things, but it was interesting to me to think they have like no pasta whatsoever, tons of pasta sauce. They did have bread. I got a huge thing of Havarti cheese because I love it anyway. And then I got 2 things. Alex has some bread, but it's like white bread. I don't dislike white bread, but I'm not a huge white bread lover. So I got 2 things of whole wheat bread. I'm gonna freeze one, and then I'm gonna start making peanut butter sandwiches every day for lunch. And like, or cheese sandwiches, which I love. And then what else did I buy? I bought us a huge salad for dinner tonight because I was like, I need to get some fresh like vegetables going. And then I bought myself just a thing of Diet Coke. Tawny can have the other one. And then, I don't know what else it's all in the back. I bought something else. Oh, I bought a little tin of chocolate chip cookies. Alex just texted me and he was like, are you going to Starbucks? I'm like, no. No, not anymore. People were very, very nice in there. The workers were very, very nice. Everybody that was shopping was very, very nice to each other. People were keeping distance from each other. And, like, even now you can see like people are coming out and kind of laughing and stuff. It's just really weird. Oh man, everything kind of changed overnight, didn't it? Well, we have enough now. I have no reason to leave the house anymore, so we'll be doing lots of late night the things you take for granted, you know, like getting a fountain pop with your best friend. I think I'm gonna get on here later and vlog. I just need to like listen to some music for a little bit on my way home and just kind of like decompress for a little bit. So I will be back a little bit later, vlogging from the driveway probably. We'll get through this. We will get through this. It doesn't mean that we won't get a little sad and shed some tears as long as we stay safe and all of that. So I love you guys, and I'll be back in just a little while. Hello, hello, hello. I'm back. Should we go get a fountain pop? Okay, let's go get a fountain pop. Second time this week. Good thing I bought a set of these glasses from Walmart a couple years ago. This is the new normal. I'm better than I was earlier. I mean, not that I'm gonna say I'm sorry, like for crying, I guess, I don't know, like, that's just how I feel, like, I'm sad and scared, but hopeful, trying to stay hopeful, and, it's weird, like, I guess I've just started, like, realizing, like, my life is so simple, you know, like, I go get a fountain pop with Tanya, I go to a couple meetings during the week, you know, I go to the post office, I go to the grocery store, and go to the casino with Valerie, things like that, you know, and all of a sudden, you know, like, the rest of us, I know I'm no different than anybody else, like, all of those things that were just seemingly so normal, are gone, you know? I have no plans to go anywhere, I just want to say that. I just heard a car door slam. Locking my door. I have no plans to go anywhere. We have everything that we need. My plans are to stay here unless we're starting to run out of food or anything like that. So I just want to say that to make that very, very clear. I got a lot of comments in the comment sections that people were like, Peter, don't go anywhere. Why are you continuing to go places? I literally went to go get my medicine. And I don't know that most people know this. I think most people do, but I have like a severe seizure disorder. I have juvenile myoclonic epilepsy. I take 1,500 milligrams of Depakote a day. If I don't take it, I will go into full-blown seizures and end up in the hospital. So I have to take my medication. I don't order it online or get like months of supplies, you know, ahead of time and things like that. The kind of insurance that I have won't allow me to do that. So, I have to go pick it up from a pharmacy. That's why I was going to a pharmacy. I don't know what else I was supposed to do in that situation. And I was actually like, I mean, I understand that people don't want me driving around. I don't want to be driving around. I mean, like, well, first of all, I will say this, and I said this last night. I don't really understand, like, why it's such a big deal for me to, like, leave my car, or, like, leave my house, get in my car, go drive around and whatever, and come back and not ever get out of my car. Like, I'm literally not interacting with one person. There's probably not another safe thing to do. But at the same time, like, if that's what I'm told to do, that's what I'm gonna be doing. And we're not there yet, but like, we're staying at home. Alex and I made that decision that we have everything that we need. We're not going out anymore, whatever. I mean, we have dog food for the next over a month, and I have my meds. We have enough food to get us through for a while, so we're inside for a while, you know, and we don't plan on going anywhere. I think we're gonna drive each other crazy. My husband is on a cleaning spree, and I love to clean too, but like, he doesn't really see like what I do during the day, like where I straighten up as I go. And so like today he decided that he was gonna redo the whole pantry, and I'm like, oh my god, I wanted to make some I go, I need to make these videos. And he's like, well, make your videos. I'm like, you have everything out in the kitchen, like standing there. And he was like, okay, well, I'll be done in just a second. So I helped him with it a little bit. He made it look very nice. It does. It looks really, really nice. But then as soon as he got done, he goes, tomorrow we're working on the garage. I was like, oh, hell's bells. I said, do you think we could do like an hour or two a day and the rest of the day just kind of like relax and stuff like that? He was like, yeah, babe, I know you want to like make your videos and stuff like that. So, you know, I plan on still making videos every day. I'm extremely bored. And then I find myself like doing everything so that I can like stay up late and just, it's like peaceful for me at night to stay up late at night and like watch TV and stuff. I took a nap at 11 o'clock. It was 10:30, 10:45. Alex goes, you're gonna go? No, it had to have been earlier than that. Do I still have my alarm set? We'll see, because I set it for an hour. No, I don't. But I think it was like 10:30 to 11:30, 10:45 to 11:45, something like that. He goes, you're gonna go take a nap right now? I said, okay, we're stuck in this house until God knows when, right? I said, so luckily, both of us can work from home. I said, that's a blessing. I said, but if I want to like go upstairs and take a nap at 2 o'clock in the morning, like I don't feel like there's any time right now. Like I feel like we're in Vegas. Like there's no time, right? Like time doesn't mean anything right now is how I feel. Like, you know, what's the point? And I don't know. It's like, what's the difference in getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning versus getting up at noon? I know some people are going to totally disagree with that, but it's just kind of how I'm feeling right now, you know? And, he started laughing. He was like, I know. He goes, we're just going to have to get used to it and stuff like that. We had a real nice dinner tonight. We made a big salad, and then he made us grilled cheeses on, he has like this little George Foreman grill thing that he uses to grill chicken and stuff on there. And, always cleans it off real well so that when he makes something for me on there, there's no like meat byproducts and stuff like that. But anyway, so he made us like really nice grilled cheeses. He put like different kinds of special cheese on there and stuff. And then we sat and we watched an episode of Schitt's Creek. And yeah, and then he was gonna watch, I don't know what he watched. Oh, I think he was watching Very Cavallari. And I said, I'm gonna go lay down for a little bit. The Costco store experience really stressed me out today. And I don't know. I mean, maybe it's what I needed, you know, to really make me realize. I mean, I already realized how serious things were, but I think maybe I needed that to realize, like, I don't know. I kind of had like this, like my throat started itching tonight. And I started like freaking out a little bit. And I was like saying to Alex, like not freaking out, but I was like, Alex, my throat's like itching. I'm like a little worried. And he was like, babe, that's what happens when you get your allergies. He's like, you always get your allergies. Your allergy medicine is up there. And so like I went to go see my allergy medicine. I was like, oh, you're right. And because he's been taking his allergy medicine now for like 2 weeks. And he said his allergies have been bad. So I went up there and he was like, you bought some right before the end of the season last year and it's up there. So I went to look, and so what I take is, it's called aloe vera. I don't take anything habit forming. I don't take anything that has like antihistamines or anything. Like I don't take any of that kind of stuff. Even if it's over the counter, I don't take it. Like I don't take NyQuil. I don't take cold medicine. I don't take any of that kind of stuff because of my sobriety. And so I went in there and I looked, and I had 3 tablets left. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, this is all I have? I actually was going to get on, I wanted to get on Amazon and see if they have it. I'm sure they do. Because I'm going to need it. You know how people said that they're only, like, mailing essentials from Amazon? I got my puzzle today. I ordered 2 puzzles. One of them came today. Aloe vera. Oh, here it is. Aloe vera Citra Burst 60. I know that's Claritin. Oh, here it is. $60 tablets. $18. Prime. I can get it by Thursday, March 26th. So I'm going to order some of that. Good deal. Aloe vera 24-hour non-drowsy allergy relief. This one says it's out of only 4 left in stock. Order soon. They've got a lot of them on here, different aloe vera. So that's good to know. I'm gonna order that when I get off of here. I mean, like, that's the other thing. It's like, I'm sure they have it. Like, I mean, I know they have it at Meijer. They have it at Meijer all the time. But I'm not going to Meijer. I don't really want to go in anywhere. I talked to my Aunt Susie today in Colorado, and she said that, well, it's good talking to her, and she was funny, and she sent me some memes afterwards. But so Susie lives in the same house that she like her girls grew up in, and Susie's daughter, who is 7 days older than me, who has 3 kids. 3 kids or 4 kids? 3. She lives across the street. She bought the house across the street from her. And Susie's other daughter, like 2 years ago, bought the house like five houses down. So they all live like on the same street, which is really, really nice for all of this. And Susie was like asking me, you know, like, she was like, is your dad and stuff going out? And I said, no. I said, by the way, my neighbors, like every night, it's like her and like this, she was like a roommate. And the two of them, like he plays guitar and she sings, and she also plays trumpet. They're like in the garage. It's kind of nice, actually. It's real peaceful. But like they're in the garage all night long playing music. Last night I heard them playing American Pie. And, but they're in there like all night long, like up late. They're like neither one of them going anywhere. Nobody is. But anyway, I said no. I said, my dad's at home. Like, he was working, but he's not anymore. And, because he was like, you know, I'm like at a really high risk group. I need to shave down here. I thought I had trimmed my beard, but I guess I didn't. So I like charged my, razor to trim it, and then I was gonna do that today, and I was gonna shave down here, and I didn't end up doing it, and I like, it's driving me crazy. If your boyfriend or anybody that you know has a beard, or you or whatever, like you'll know, like it drives you crazy what it's like down here. But anyway, I said no, Susie. I said my dad was like, you know, he's like, I'm 79 years old. I'm like at really high risk. He's like, I'm not going out. And so she's like, yeah. She's like, I went to the grocery store. She was telling me, she said she went to the grocery store. Well, I was like, what do you have? Like, do you have stuff that you need? And she goes, well, I mean, I don't really use a whole lot anyway. And she was like, I bought at Sam's Club, like right at the New Year. She goes, I already had like 2 things of toilet paper, like 2 small containers. And she goes, I hardly ever go to Sam's Club, but while I was there, I ended up buying like one of those huge things, this toilet paper of like 32 double rolls. She said, because it was on sale. And she's like, I have never even opened it. And she was like, so I have that. And she's like, you know, I just buy a bunch of hand sanitizer anyway. And she goes, when I, before all this started, she said, I happened to be at, she was like, I went into the dollar store, Dollar General or Dollar Tree or whatever, and she was like, they had a bunch of hand sanitizer, like large ones that were like 2 for $1, and she was like the travel size, larger ones, and she was like, I just bought like a bunch of them for me and the girls, and because they all travel a lot. And she said, so I had that at home. And so anyway, she was like, people have been bringing me food, and she went to like the grocery store. It was the day that the toilet paper stuff was happening. She had some appointment or something, and so she was like going to the grocery store anyway to just get a couple things to come home, and like the toilet paper stuff had happened. Like that was the day that all the toilet paper was running out. And she was like, well, I thought to myself, maybe I should probably go and get some other stuff in case, you know, this is gonna be like a longer thing than we think. So this was like a week ago or so. And she said that day, she said they had all kinds of soup and everything like that. So she said she bought, you know, a bunch of soup, a bunch of frozen vegetables, a bunch of canned vegetables, stuff to last her a while. And she said, she's like, so I've got that stuff. And she was like, and people have just been really nice and bringing me stuff, bringing me pieces of meat and stuff. She's like, I'll be fine. So she's good. Her granddaughter's home from college, and they're all healthy and doing okay right now. So, and then my cousin's son David was texting me earlier. He's so funny. So he watches all of my review videos, and he texted me and he said, he's talking about his girlfriend. He said she just did her own review video of the same pancake in your new video, or your new review, because I did this these pancakes in a cup. They were really good, actually. And I said, oh, I love that. And then he said, Josh gave me a free drink the last time I went through, and it made me so happy, because he loves to go to the Starbucks that I go to. And that was another thing I think that kind of hit me today, was when I got home and Alex was like, are you really not going to Starbucks anymore? I was like, yeah, I'm not going to Starbucks anymore. And he was like, okay. I said, it's just a matter of time before they close it anyway. And then somebody had put in my vlog comments, they said that their daughter or somebody worked at Starbucks and they were trying to get him to close it, but they wouldn't get it closed. I think probably by the beginning of the week. Well, who was it? I think it was Melody that said, and Melody is in Scotland, that said the drive-thrus are closed there. So I don't know why we're keeping them open here. I guess for work and things like that. But I think it'll probably just be a matter of time, don't you? I said, oh, that's really nice. He's such a nice guy. I've decided to not go for a while, and it's killing me. And he said this was weeks ago. It was the pink Starbucks pink drink. And then he said, venti iced coffee with one equal, and I have my own cup, needs to be a secret menu item. And I said, I agree, LOL. It's hard not seeing Tanya. I mean, I'm gonna see her, but we're just trying, to, I don't know. I guess I'll see her, I don't know. I'm not seeing anybody else. You really start realizing how much you need people, Even if it's not just this whole term of social distancing is so interesting to me, keeping ourselves separate when all of our lives we're encouraged to socially interact with others, right? And I'm somebody that has such bad social anxiety anyway. But one of the things that I am really I'm not socially anxious about is I'm gonna turn that one off, is talking to the people at Starbucks, talking to the people at the gas station, you know what I mean? The people at the Costco. It's I have people that I, see that I know that work at places that are just so friendly to me, and take that away, I talked to Melissa today on the phone, and she goes, I guess we won't be doing any dinner dates out or movie nights anytime soon, because we go to her house and do movie nights, and we're I was yeah. And it's take that away, take all that away. It's you really kind of realize how much you need people, even if you don't really like being around people or people upset you, it's you start realizing how much you need people. And I was thinking about my mom today, before she went in the hospital the last time when she was sick, she would just want people, when she couldn't leave her bed, it just meant so much for her to have somebody come over and read the big book to her, or do a crossword with her, or they would just sit there. This friend of hers, my mom had a friend of hers from high school that moved to New York, and then she ended up moving back here, and she would sit in that black chair with the ottoman, and they would watch a movie together, and just laugh. And my mom would even say to me, she'd say, Peter, I don't care if you sit up here with me, but just come over and because I would make her dinner for her and whatever, and she'd say, could you just sit downstairs for a couple hours and just read or something, so I know that somebody's in the house. And Sarah's friend, she's her mom has come over and brought her some stuff, I guess, but just left it and left. And I think about people that Alex hasn't seen her, and I don't know, I guess I see a lot of people complaining about like, well, my kids are driving me crazy and this and that and whatever. And then I think about the people that are out there that are completely all alone, you know, going through this like 24 hours a day just by themselves. I just can't even imagine. And I thought some of my prayers go out to those of you out there. And for those of you that watch this vlog, that's why I'm going to continue to try to do it long, even if that means I'm sitting in my car. I honestly thought that like I would have like 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, that I could like stand in the kitchen and I could vlog. But the reality is, you know, after 3 or 4 hours of like filming videos, I like relax for a little bit. And Alex is like, I really thought, like, I don't know, I thought like he would just be like in bed, like watching TV like he does on the weekends. But he's like working from home, first of all, and then he has a hard time like just like sitting up there. Now that he can, he has a hard time doing that. Like he's wanting to do something, he's getting bored, you know. And even though it's just been a couple days since he's been at home, and it was funny, his friend called tonight. And it's like, she's like super successful woman and sits on all these boards. She's very, very cool and I love her. And so she FaceTimed him tonight, like while we were cooking in the kitchen. And yes, I made the salad and he did the grilled cheeses. And so anyway, family that cooks together stays together, I guess. But anyway, she called and like, I always see her like when she's like made up, like, you know, out at something. And she's like in bed in like a hoodie and her hair's like on top of her head. And so he was like, he like put her on like the shelf, like where I vlog from in the kitchen sometimes. And he was like, tell Peter hi. And so I went over and I was like, hey, how are you? And she was like, oh, hi, Peter, how are you? And I was like, I'm good. I go, how are you? And she goes, well, I guess, she goes, I'm real bored. I'm bored. And so they're talking and I'm like, I think she's been drinking a little bit. And I said, have you been drinking a little bit? She goes, I've been drinking a lot. She goes, I've been drinking. I've just been sitting here all day. She goes, I worked this morning and then I just been sitting here watching TV and drinking. She goes, I'm like, and she's not a big drinker at all. Like she just isn't. She's like, I'm so bored. I haven't, like done a whole, like a full one of those like online meetings yet. I'm thinking about doing that. I talked to Tanya about that today. We were like, let's go to a meeting, like an online meeting. So we're thinking about picking one and doing it. I think you have to like sign up because there's only so many people that can do it at a time or something like that. I don't really get it, honestly, but I'll figure it out. There's always like secret code. Oh, it's gonna stop, hold on. If I can stop it. I can't believe I've been sitting in this car for 24 minutes already, 23 and a half minutes already, just talking. I was like tonight, I was like, I'm ready to watch my show. Last night I didn't, I think I talked about this earlier, I didn't finish Zombieland, so I'm gonna, hi. So this is different, just sitting here versus driving. Do I have my lights on? Why do I have my lights on? Oh, you're such an idiot, Peter, I didn't. It's different than, like driving around, kind of. You guys are gonna get so sick of me sitting in this car. It's kind of nice, in all honesty. I really realized that my car is my safe place. Like, I really, really realized that. My car and my bed. I remember years ago, like I worked with this person and she would always talk about how her bed was her safe place. She's like, at the end of the day, once I get home and I get my kids fed, my husband and I get into bed, she's like, I get my pajamas on, she's like, and I'm just in my safe place. And I never really heard that term before. This is like 20 years ago and I never really heard that term before, you know? Hell, 20 years ago is probably longer than that. But anyway, and I started thinking about that a lot, you know, through the years, like my safe place, and my bed is definitely one of my safe places, but I think my car is my safe place. Like, just being in my car and even if I'm just sitting in my driveway, I think it's my safe place, you know? So cheers to my safe place. I got this email for the sponsorship tonight for Instagram. I thought it was so interesting. It was like, I don't know what the brand is called, but it was basically like these hangover pills so you don't ever get hungover. And it was like if you went to the website, it was like, for people who enjoy drinking on a regular basis, you never have to suffer from a hangover again, right? And these people sent me this email, and it was like, I get a lot of like template emails, but it wasn't like a template email. It was like a personal email, kind of. I mean, I know the difference. I'm not stupid. Let's just put that clarity out there first of all, okay? Like, I can tell if it's a template or not. Even if it's like a template that's supposed to act like it's personal, I still can tell the difference, okay? But they were like, oh, we love your content and blah, blah, blah. And we looked at your pictures, and they said this about some picture that I had on there or whatever. And they said, we think that we would be a perfect fit for you. And we've watched some of your videos, and we love your videos. They're so funny, especially on your review channel and stuff like that. I was like, I've been sober for 25 years, okay? I don't need your hangover pills. I'm not gonna like get on Instagram or on video, and I'm sure maybe they work. I don't know. I don't know anything about those hangover pills. I wish I'd had them back in the day. I did get really bad hangovers. I used to hate when people would say, I never get a hangover. I'm like, you never get a hangover? You never do. I'm like, okay. Like, every once in a blue moon, my husband will go out, you know, with the girls, and he'll like tie one on, and the next day we'll be at brunch, and he'll be like, I've got a really bad headache today. And I'm like, are you hungover? Like, could it possibly be a hangover? And he's like, oh no, it's just a bad headache. I'm like, what is the difference in saying that it's a headache versus saying it's a hangover? Like, what's the big deal in saying that? I was so dramatical about it back in the day. Oh my God, big sunglasses, you know? But I had such bad hangovers all the time that I was under the belief of having a little bit of the hair of the dog that bit you, I think is how they say it. Do you remember that? So I used to drink these things that I would make half vodka and half Pepto-Bismol, and I would drink that first thing in the morning. That's what I would shoot, first thing. I can't believe I did that. It probably was killing my insides. Somebody on my vlog the other day said that they would like to hear about, like, me saying that I have, like, because I've talked about having OCD on here, and they wanted to hear about me talking about the story of having OCD on here. I don't even really know, like, where to start with that. It's, like, kind of a long story. I mean, I really suffered from it my entire life. If you don't know what OCD is, it's obsessive compulsive disorder, and a lot of addicts and alcoholics have it. I would say that I'm kind of, I would say, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm measuring this myself. On a scale of 1 to 10, from like 1 being somebody that had no OCD whatsoever, and 10 being somebody that had like the most severe OCD in the entire world, in all honesty, I'm probably at about a manageable 7.5 to an 8. And I don't ever really talk about it in my videos whatsoever. Because it comes and goes throughout my life, and OCD is a control tactic that it's, well, I don't want to really get into all of that, but I think people, like, a lot of times have, like, misunderstanding, or they'll say, like, oh, like, I'm so OCD, they'll say, like, because they have to straighten their desk or something, or they'll say, like, yeah, I'm, like, really OCD about stuff, you know, like, oh, like, you know, before all this stuff happened, they would say, like, oh, I'm really OCD about germs, like, I always, like, you know, use, you know, hand sanitizer. Okay, that might be a little bit obsessive, but it's not obsessive compulsive disorder, like, so, like, I truly have it. And, like, where you tap, and you have numbers, and you count, Okay, I don't know if anybody has ever watched movies or videos about this, but I have all of that. So I have a number that everything, like, for me, and some of this stuff is really, really personal. The fact that I'm even talking about it is hard for me, and I will tell you, I've had friends of mine that I've even said things to, and then they've, like, kind of, like, turned it around and thrown it back in my, like, face. Like, if they see me do it, they'll say, just stop, or they'll start laughing, and I'm like, that's really, you're laughing at somebody that has a personality disorder. Like, that's really not funny, you know? And it took Alex a really, really long time to understand it. It's taken my friends a really long time to understand it. I would even say to this day, Alex is the most understanding of it. I think to my friends, mostly, it just kind of drives them, like, a little crazy. Like, they don't really know what to do with it at times. And like I said, it comes and it goes. When I was in counseling for the 2 years, we worked on a lot of techniques. He even suggested at that time, but that was when a lot of stuff was going on, so it was peaking at that time. He even suggested, you know, maybe like me looking at some kind of like medication or something for it. And I was pretty, like, I wasn't resistant to it, but I was like, I would rather try to learn some techniques instead. So I have done that, and use those techniques regularly now. So when I say that I'm like a 7.5, 8 manageable, what I mean by that is that I have tools and skills that I use that, in all honesty, like, even if I said them to you and you had obsessive compulsive disorder, they might not do anything for you. Like, they have to be very specific to the individual. And I don't really remember the first time that I was like I ever had it. Like, I don't remember, I can't go back and say, like, oh, this is where it started. I've just always had it. But I will tell you, so often what happens is, the thought in your head is, well, this is how it is for me. If you don't do this, or if you don't count something so many times, or, and let me just tell you, like, this is how bad it is for me sometimes. Like, listening to an audiobook, I'll sometimes be like, okay, like, I have to rewind it back twice, or, and that's not my number, but like with an audiobook, it's completely different. Okay, or, you know, like at the start of the chapter, I'll have to rewind it so many times. I'm just giving you guys some examples. You'll be like, oh my God, Peter. Or like, if when I park, I have to like rewind it so many times and then stop it to start it the next day. Sometimes it's how, like, stepping in squares. Like, do you remember when we were kids and it was like, you know, step on a crack, you know, all that kind of stuff. Sometimes, like, when I'm like walking into the house, like stepping into the squares, it can be in organizing things, cleaning. It can be in how many times do I, like, check the alarm when I set it on my phone. It can be like, if I don't set the alarm a certain way correctly, then I have to cancel it and reset it. It's really disruptive to my life. Really, really disruptive to my life. And the idea behind it is that, in my head, what I think is, if I don't do these rules, like, it's a set of rules that I set up in my head, right? If I don't do these rules, then something bad will happen, right? So it's a control tactic, and that's how it works. It works for me, and I'm being really, really open right now. So I'm really asking that you guys, like, probably a really quick way to get blocked off my channel is to come and make fun of me for this, okay? I mean, I'm just being real honest. Like, I'm sharing something that I rarely ever share on here, and I'm being completely open about it, just to maybe help one other person out there that has it, because there are ways to handle it and deal with it, because it's really, really disruptive. And if you have obsessive compulsive disorder, you know what I'm saying. It's like, at times you just want to, like, scream and cry. It's so frustrating, because you just find yourself doing things over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's just like, it's maddening almost, right? And the thing is that if things happen in your life, like when my mom was sick, okay, like, that was a really big time for it happening in my life, because I felt like I had no control. When other things have happened, you know, in my life, I felt like I had no control, and so it was a way for me to, like, regain some control, is how it was. When I was with my ex, I think it was right after we had broken up, and I came home from work one day, and we have these stairs that, like, So every entrance into our apartment was like a private entrance. And like, so when you open when you open the door to our apartment, like you open the door and then close the door behind you, and then it was like the stairs go right up into the apartment. And, so my number changed. Okay, this is something that's real freaky to me. Like, I went into my counselor when we were seeing him, and like one day I just was like, my number changed. I don't know why. And so what I mean by that is like my number of like how many times I count things and stuff, all that kind of stuff, right? And I was like, my number changed, and it changed drastically. It had been 3 forever, for years. And I was like, can you explain to me why my number changed? And he was like, yeah, I don't really know. And I was like, okay, well, that's not good enough for me. So we kind of like looked into it and figured out like why that possibly could have happened. And really what it was like the beginning of things getting better, which was unreal, but I didn't know it at the time. It was scary to me. But at the time, my number forever had been 3. And so I was going up the stairs, and it wouldn't happen every day. It was like maybe would happen like maybe every 2 weeks or maybe every 6 months. But when it came out, it would come out, and it would come out for like 3 or 4 days in a row, or it would be consistent for a month. There was just no rhyme or reason to it ever, right? So one of my rules that I had made up in my head when I lived in that apartment was that I could only step on every 3rd step, okay? This is crazy, you guys. Like, and how you can be a completely like sane person and you make this stuff up in your head and it feels very real and you feel like you have to do it is, I don't really even know how to explain it. It feels bizarre. And the thing is like when you're doing it, like you know it's not right. Like like I don't know how to explain that. Like like me stepping on every 3rd step is not gonna make a difference to anything. Like that, right? But like you can't go against it anyway. And really, the main thing that I worked on with my counselor was when the thought came in, rejecting it, and then doing the opposite, and just going against it. It was so fearful to do that at first. Like, it was so scary. But I remember this day, I was walking up to my apartment, and I was walking up the stairs, and I like had my, I used to have this like Abercrombie bag. It was like a briefcase bag, and my work bag, and I was carrying it up, and the bag like slipped off my shoulder, and I started falling back because I'm like trying to get up I mean, it's hard to only do every 3rd step, right? And I'm like going up the 3rd step, and I like slipped, and I started falling, and I remember I like fell on my knees like on the stairs, and I just started bawling. And I was like, this is ridiculous. I was like, what am I doing? And I sat there, and I can remember thinking to myself, this only comes out at times that I feel like I don't have control in my life. And so, I guess part of why I'm talking about it right now is because things are good for me right now, right? Like, it isn't coming out right now any more than it does on a daily basis. It comes out in just little bits for me, but no more than it really usually does. And, but I guess I don't want, amidst all of this that's going on, for it to come out on top of me being cooped up in the house. Like, I'll lose it. Like, because it can be anything from like, how many times you like turn the light off to closing a door. How many times you close the door, like you have to close it like, so many times or whatever. I can't do that right now. So I thought when somebody brought that up, I thought, well, I'm going to talk about this and maybe one person out there can relate. And I just want you to know that there are ways to work through it, and you have to just be very conscious of what's going on in your head. But at times in my life where I felt like I had no control was when it came out the most. Because what your mind is telling you is, if you do these things, then you have control, right? And so that's kind of how it works, at least for me, and that's how I've understood it and how it's been explained to me, for me. I don't know about other people. There were times that I had to see, and it's changed over the years, Rules that I used to have for myself a long time ago don't apply today. We don't have carpet, So Before, we have wood floors. But before, I had to see lines in the carpet. I literally had to vacuum every single day and see lines in the carpet. And, which was fine because my house was always clean. And there's a difference too. Like, I like to keep the kitchen really, really clean. You know, and just like orderly. That is not, to me, OCD. Like, there's a difference. Like, for me, it comes in, like, there's a rule that follows it. It's hard for me to explain other than that. I'm trying to think of maybe another rule that would make sense to you guys that I have. I'm trying to think. Well, right now, it's like not coming out, which is great. When all this started happening, I started getting a little worried. I was like, you know, I hope that this doesn't come up again for me. And I'm not seeing somebody to talk to them about it right now. We had just started getting ready to, like, you know, because things have been so good that Alex had suggested, he was like, you know, I think maybe now, there is like still a price tag on this from like years ago. Look, just like little remnants of it. He was like, since things are going so well, maybe this is when, I had talked about this on here a while ago, we should get another counselor and just go see somebody like every other week. And I was like, yeah, I think we should do that. That'd be great. And then we didn't follow through with that. Now I wonder what counselors and therapists are doing. Are they doing like Skype calls and stuff? I don't really want to do a marriage Skype call. I mean, I'm sure it would probably be helpful for us, but I don't know that that's how I want to start a counseling relationship. But I have friends of mine that do Skype counseling and they love it, but thank God for the internet, right? Can you imagine if the internet, something happens to the internet? I don't even want to think about that. So yeah, that's the OCD stuff. I'm trying to think of something else. Like, if you came into my house, you wouldn't be like, oh my God, like somebody with OCD lives here. Like, the reason my husband wants to clean the garage tomorrow is because I'm like looking at the garage door. This whole side of the garage is all like stuff for YouTube, except for our trash can. And it does need to be cleaned because I just put stuff on top of stuff on top of stuff. I mean, that big Sally that I had in my car, you know, from Nightmare Before Christmas, she's out there. The drama foam, 5,000 fans, props I bought, tambourines, Poopy the Chiffon dolls, you know, every piece of mail that I've ever gotten from anybody. By the way, I don't know how I'm going to do the post office. People were criticizing me and saying that I shouldn't be going to the post office. I don't know how I'm going to go to the post office. I'm going to try to see if there's some way online that I can have my mail from the post office delivered to my house. There has to be. There has to be, right? But until further notice, I'm not going to the post office. So if you sent me something, I'll get it when I get it. I don't know, I guess I'll wait until I have to go to the grocery store, and then the grocery store is like right by the post office, so we'll go then, I guess, and just run in there really quickly. But I was gonna go late at night, but I'm not gonna do that anymore either. So, but if you send me something, I will still get it. I think there has to probably be a way to have that forwarded, don't you think? I would think so. But yeah, I think for years I felt like I just had to live with it. And it was weird because, having, been a counselor in the past, but that wasn't my specialty, and I didn't know anything about working with that, and I had talked to so many friends of mine that were in recovery that had similar issues, but there are ways to manage it and to live, I wouldn't say 100% free of it. Every day it comes out a little bit. But often I check and I ask myself too, what's going on? That's where I'm at today. If I start this is the other thing. One of the things so if it starts coming out, if I start noticing, this is the third time today it's come out, I'll ask myself, what is going on right now? What's going on with you that you feel like things are unsteady or things are out of control or whatever, right? And then typically what I do is I call my sponsor and I'll say, hey, listen, like this is coming up, because she knows about it and she's very supportive. And I'll say like, this is going on, this is what's happening, blah, 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 whatever. And then she'll say, okay, let's inventory it. Let's take a look at it. And I'll say, okay. And then we'll kind of work through whatever's going on that I feel uncertain about. And that typically really, really helps today, you know? Just looking at something and going straight through it typically really, really helps. So if you have specific questions about that, put it in the comment section below. I have no problem talking about that. I have no problem talking about my epilepsy, my recovery, my mother's death. Anything. Caroline was asking me, I don't know if I talked about this or if I was talking about this to Susie, but I was talking to Caroline the other day. She said, how do you think our mothers would be dealing with this right now? I said, oh my God. I said, well, your mother would still be running around doing stuff. And I said, my mother would be like completely freaked out, probably living off of, I don't know what I said that day. We talked about it actually on 2 separate days, but one day I said to her, my mother would be sitting at home with like 2 gallons of ice cream in the freezer and like probably having stockpiled toilet paper, not telling anybody, and then like 10 blueberries and eating 1 a day because that's what Dr. Oz said to do or something, you know. And Susie asked me the other day, she was like, can you imagine your mother on this? My mother was a very, very fearful person. She was like terrified, right? Like she would be so scared right now. And rightfully so, right? But my mom would catastrophize it 100 times worse than it even is, you know, and would think up scenarios that you had never thought of that would like then get you worried about things. My mother was very, very good at that, you know. She was like, yeah, Susie was like, yeah, I was thinking of your mom today and, you know, how she would be through all this. She was like, I almost called you. I wish we had gone out in November to see her. It's like, I feel like now I mean, this is such a, my Diet Coke's almost gone. Stupid issue, but it's like, you know, God knows when we'll ever be able to travel or go places or see people again, you know? And this stupid goal that oh, it's gonna stop. I was gonna say this stupid goal, but it's not a stupid goal to go out and see Susie that I kept on saying I was gonna do, and I was gonna do it, and I was gonna do it. You know, maybe I never will get to do it now. But maybe I will. I don't know. You know, things might turn around. I had something funny I was just about to share, and then I go off on that. What was I going to talk about? Oh, I know. It wasn't funny. But something that I was going to talk about. I just kind of randomly came up with this idea, and I did a booktube video about it today, but I want to let you guys know, because I know a lot of you don't watch my booktube video. I did a very short video over there called, Should I Do This? So, I have received so many requests recently, like a lot, and I don't know if it's because people are stuck at home, or new people are finding me. There's a lot of new people watching my vlog, so if you're new watching my vlog, welcome aboard, thank you. Welcome to the Wolf Pack over here, which is what we call ourselves over here, the Wolf Pack. And if you're new and you just started watching my vlog, put a comment below and say, hey, I'm new over here. Hello, everybody. It makes me so happy when somebody's like, I'm new, I just found you over here, like I'm loving your vlogs or whatever, or like, you know, I like to listen to this, it's helping me or whatever. You guys are so kind. There's always like 5 responses and they're like, welcome aboard, welcome to the Wolf Pack. People are so nice. And, but anyway, so I came up with this idea because I was getting a lot of requests for my book. So here's the deal with my book right now. So I'm currently working on, I've talked about this before, but I'm currently working on, slowly, 2 pieces, a piece of fiction and a memoir. But the piece of fiction, the memoir is slowly coming, but the piece of fiction is just, I work on it, and then I'm like, the other day, I had another idea, and then I was gonna start outlining it, and then I just don't do anything. My writing is just piss poor right now. Like, I'm just not even, it's bad. And I'm just not, I was like hoping, well, like maybe now that I'm like can't really leave, that I can start writing more. Like, I don't know why that would change it, you know? And I would be more, I don't know, structured with it. But anyway, so in working with a new person for future, I'm trying to say this really, I'm trying to be kind of ambiguous about this, but in working with future person with my next release, my book was taken from one publisher and now is kind of like in the interim. And nothing wrong with that publisher. Oh, by the way, so that publishing house, she was a friend of mine, and she sold her company or her part of it or whatever to somebody else. So at that time, she like optioned me, like, do you want to just own your book? Do you want to transfer it to somebody else? Like, what do you want to do? And I said, I'll just take it. That way, what it means is, so basically I own 100% of the rights to my book. I can do whatever I want to do with it. But right now, like for me, I would have to upload it like on Amazon or whatever, or go to another publisher and see if they would publish it, or a small publishing house. And I really just, to be honest, have been real lazy with it. So it's currently not on any platforms. You can't even get it on an Audible right now. But I have all of that stuff. So at some point it will be re-released, okay? But in the interim, you can't get my book. And I literally have, like, I gave Mel my very last copy. I have like a hardback copy original that was like the first release. It was like a green cover. And then I have the paperback copy. And then I think that's the only copy that's like the only copy I have. I might have another one around here somewhere, but I don't think so, because I sent so many people copies through the years. And then I gave Mel my very last copy because I really wanted her to have a copy of my book. So anyway, I was sitting around thinking today, because I gotten a lot of requests from people like, I really want to buy your book, where can I buy it, blah, 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 whatever. Apparently it's on eBay for like, well, we should look and see. It was like listed on eBay one time for like some ridiculous amount of money. Oh, I don't want to get out of that because I want to order that stuff from Amazon. Okay, hold on a second. That allergy medicine. eBay. Search for anything. Somebody said that my book was in a used bookstore. Could you let me know where? Oh no, that was on my BookTube channel. They said that. I want to know where it was in a used bookstore and why somebody would sell my book back. Rude. I wish they had bought it though and sent it to me. The before, now, and after. Then it probably isn't even on eBay anymore. Why is my eBay like not pulling up recently? Like the last couple times that I've gone on eBay, I haven't been able to get it. Like it won't pull up anything. It just does this. It's just a white screen. Okay, let's just Google search it. The before, now, and after. Then. Oh, people also search for Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. That's Love, Simon. Aristotle and Dante discover the secrets of the universe. Oh, David Levithan's Two Boy Kissing. That was a great movie, or a great book. Rainbow Rowell, Carry On. I can't believe other people search for that. Amazon. It's not on Amazon anymore, I know that. Is it? No, it can't be. Oh, it is on Amazon. They have 12 used ones on Amazon for $16.99. Well, that's about what it was. Oh, it goes all the way up to $61.64. They don't pay that for it. I mean, you can if you want, I guess. But it's $16.99. You can get it on paperback on Amazon still. Wow, I didn't know that. Gladys Knight and the Pips has a song called Before Now and After Then. Who knew? I love them. Anyway, well, that wasn't why I made the title of that book that. So, my idea, are you ready for my idea? Was that I would read a few chapters every day on my BookTube channel. So it would be like you'd come to my channel and be sitting there like Masterpiece Theater with Peter Monn, and I would read a few chapters of my book. What do you think about that? And if that went well, then I could also read like some of my short stories that were published when I was in college. So I was the editor-in-chief of my college's literary magazine for several years. So several of my short stories, and the jazz poem that I was talking about, it's in there too. And I could read the poem that I read at my cousin's wedding. So I was asked to, Caroline and her husband Mike asked me to speak at their wedding. So I did, and I wrote a poem, and it was called Moira's Magical Tea. And it wasn't really a poem, it was more like prose, but it was called Moira's Magical Tea. And so I could read that on there if you guys would want to hear that. But I'm thinking about doing some like reading videos over there. And maybe that would inspire me to like sit my butt down and start writing again, you know? I don't know, what do you guys think about that? Well, let me know if you, I'm gonna start it I think tomorrow, because the response was like so fantastic on there. But I have to tell you what is so funny. So when I did the video, I said, if you're totally not interested, like just be really honest with me, right? Like just say, hold on a second. Like just say, I'm not interested. Like I have no, because I thought it will either be a lot of people that really want me to do it, or be a lot of people that just are like completely not interested in it whatsoever. I just want to say on my drama channel, in case you watch this channel, I am posting videos on my drama channel every single day, and nobody is getting my notifications for it because I'm getting a lot of comments about it. And even on YouTube it says, this video is getting fewer views than usual as subscribers are showing less interest, which they probably are, and I'm sure that they are not as interested, right? But at the same time, I'm like getting all these comments from people saying like, I'm not getting your notifications at all. And YouTube is supposed to be working on that forever, but now they've sent everybody home, so God knows. And I'm still losing subscribers over there. They were supposed to have an answer for me 3 months ago, and I just talked to him last week, and he was gonna have an answer for me at the end of the week, and now everybody's sent home, so who knows? It's the least of my worries right now. But anyway, so I really thought that the answers to this would be like an overwhelming, like, yes, please do this, please read your book, or it would be like most of the people would be like, oh, I can't be bothered, I'm not interested in that at all, okay? So let me read you the comments, because this is awesome. Yes, 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 I would love this. It would be so kind of you. Would love that. Yes, Peter, that's awesome. You legend. Love this. I am so excited. Here's Mel, okay, who told me that the next book that she was going to be reading was mine because I gave it to her, and now she's reading a book about John Dillinger. She texted me tonight. Here, I will read you Mel's text. If you text me, just know that your texts are optioned. They're movie optioned to be read in my vlog. She said, did you know that John Dillinger was buried in Indy? I said, yes, but thank you, LOL. She said, I didn't know that, smarty pants. I'm reading a book about him right now. I said, LOL, sorry, biatch. And she gave me a smiley face with sunglasses on it. Anyway, just a little note in Mel and I's life. Hey, Taylor, how are you, sweetie? Okay. So, Mel said, I'm so excited to read your book. It's next on my list. And then someone said, I would love to listen to you read your book. I love hearing an author read their own book, and this book has been on my TBR forever. I bought it on Amazon way back. Aw, thank you. Oh, Bunny! Aw. And then Megan said, yes, please. Holy cow, that sounds awesome, Peter. And someone said, I love this. Here's Peter doing this While Jeffree Star is showing off his $1 million cars and house while in quarantine, people are losing their jobs and Peter looks for things to do for others. Oh, what did I just do? I just shifted into something. That is so sweet. Oh, you guys are sweet. Thank you. Someone said, oh, this is Dana. Hey, Dana. Please do read us your book. The only thing that could make your book better is you reading it. Oh, somebody said, this is Gina said, yes, yes, yes. Someone said, I would be down for you to read your book. I think this would be so fun. Thank you, Peter. Someone said, to be honest, I don't think you should give it away for free. Well, you can't buy it right now anyway. And that was kind of my thought. Is like, you know what? Listen, I mean, I made what I'm going to make off of it. You know what I mean? At this point, like, I mean, if I had copies, I'd send them to people. Somebody said, I saw your book in local used. Oh, it was the same person. Caitlin said this. I saw your book in a local used bookstore and I was tempted to buy it, but rather I buy it from you. That's so sweet. Someone said, okay, there's a comment I'm getting to, so wait. Okay, I'm not just reading these for self-glorification. I'm reading these because just imagine me being like, oh, this was a cute idea. People are liking this. I'm excited about this, right? People will like this. This will be fun. And I haven't read my book since I listened to it on Audible like 3 years ago. So I'm kind of excited to reread it because I might read it and be like, this is total utter trash, right? Okay, oh, Peter, that would be awesome, you reading your book. I would love to hear your version of your book. And then, would love this. Yes, I would live. Yes, sounds perfect. Yes, what an awful idea. No. Yes, what an excellent idea. This is from Taryn. And then she said, also, I live in Phoenix and I didn't know about Bookmans. After your video, I went to the store and picked up Ready Player One and the Pine series. Good for you. Oh my God, Blake Crouch, two of the best books. Peter, that's an amazing idea. I love this idea. Absolutely, yes, please. Oh my God, yes. I would love to listen to you read your book, Peter. What a wonderful idea and gift to all. Yes, I would love for you to read us your book. Fabulous. And then somebody was talking about the libraries. Yeah, I think it would be enjoyable, like an audiobook. I would really like that. That would be really awesome. I would love that, Peter. Yes, this would be fantastic. Yes, I think that could be great. Yes, or that's such a cool idea. Start tomorrow. I've got a fresh stash of Diet Dr. Pepper, popcorn, and Sour Patch Kids. Hell yeah, I would absolutely love it. I would read it, but you reading it sounds even better. Yes, please. Yes, yes, yes. Would love it and love your voice, and I'm sure it will be a hit on here. No thanks. Oh, I live! Oh my God, this person just out of nowhere goes, no thanks. Well, get ready, dude, because my next about 9 videos on my BookTube channel is going to be me reading my book, my short stories, my poetry. Oh, we might break out some old journal entries on there. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. Somebody said in my comment section of my vlog, they said, you playing with the strings. It was somebody that I know, too, because like they comment a lot. They said, you playing with the strings of your sweatshirt and shows how antsy you are. I am. I'm losing it. I've got cabin fever. Okay. Hold on a second. Ah! People are really watching my vlogs right now, which is really nice. Huh. One of my vlogs was demonetized. Who knew? I didn't even know. Oh well. Where is it? The comment I wanted to see. You guys were so nice in the comment section, so I just want to say, like, people were really, 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 really supportive. Nova Lee is watching, like, old vlogs from when I was in Phoenix, and she said, I jumped up out of the bed at 33:54, LOL. When you guys, like, timestamp videos and you say, like, okay, oh my God, at this, could you please, like, say, like, what I said at that moment? Because it drives me crazy. And then I'm like, I gotta go in and see what I said, because I don't remember what I said, you know? So if you timestamp it, say what I said. But she said, I jumped up out of the bed at 33:54, LOL. My name's Nova Lee. I just go by Nova, though, because Nova Lee from Where the Heart Is. Okay. Okay, somebody just said, anybody else's Starbucks closed down? Mine all are. And then someone said, ours will be starting tomorrow. So I guess that's the next thing. Okay, where? Dave said, I'm digging these long vlogs. Thanks, Peter. Hey, Dave! How are you? See, Dave one time, like, okay, this is what I kind of, like, I appreciate on this channel. Like, I remember one time Dave was kind of, like, critical of something. Like, I don't know, I think it was, like, on another video, actually. Because I was like, his face looks familiar to me. And Dave, I'm, like, I appreciate you. This is not me coming for you or anything. I'm just using this as an example. And it's like, okay, he can be critical of like one video and something I say and be like, oh, like, hey, maybe you should think about something this way, but then come back and be like, hey, like, I'm digging these longer videos. Like, I feel like that's fair. I feel like that's what a friend does to you. Like, they like say like, hey, this is, maybe you should look at something this way, but then they also are supportive of you at this, you know, like, I feel like that's a fair person in the world, you know, that isn't always just negative, 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 or positive, positive, positive. They're like kind of, you know, both ways. So I really appreciate that. So thank you, Dave, for watching. He comments a lot on my videos. Okay. Let's see. Oh my God, so many of you guys like pulping your orange juice. Isn't it the bomb? I love it. It's the bomb-alicious. Lisa and the Cult Jam. There's 2 Lisas that want 3-hour vlogs, but Lisa, she knows who she is. Wouldn't you die if my 3-hour vlog comes from me literally just sitting in this driveway? Oh my God, my battery is about to die. Okay, well, I don't know who said it, but it was funny. But yes, the strings of my thing drive me crazy. My battery just started flashing, so I'm gonna get off here now. I mean, I could just go inside and walk and get another one, but I'm not going to. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here now. I'm gonna have to finish this up real quick before it goes off. This is so weird that like my battery's dying and I can literally just walk inside and get another battery. That's one positive, I guess. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Oh my, it's going out of focus. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. If you made it this far, please, please, please give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it when I get all of the thumbs up and the likes on these videos. And make sure that you're still subscribed. And if you feel so tempted, leave a comment in the comment section below. And please tell your friends and family to come over and join the Wolf Pack and watch the vlogs over here and listen to it as a podcast if they're stuck at home. And I hope you guys are having an amazing, what is tomorrow? Saturday? Oh my God, there just doesn't even seem to, like, days just flow into each other. It's weird. But anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing Saturday unless you have other plans. But like I always say, do not have other plans. Make the most of your day. Clean the garage like I'll be doing with my husband. Or just do something fun. Start a new show. Watch a movie. Start a series of books. I think I'm going to start the Cassandra Clare City of Bones books. What is going on at my neighbor's house? Something is, like I see lights over there in the garage. Anyway, start something fun, start something new. Don't hold me to that Cassandra Clare thing. I don't know when that's gonna happen. But anyway, do something that will make yourself proud when you look back on it tomorrow or the next day or a week from now or 6 weeks from now or 6 days or 60 years or 6 months. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and you do your daily positive affirmations and you say to yourself, I love you, you are valuable, you are important, you matter, you are worthy, you are funny, you are beautiful, you are handsome, you are a good person, you're a good son, you are a good uncle, you're a good brother-in-law, you are a good husband, you are a good best friend, you are a good friend. And today is going to be an amazing day full of positivity, hope, inspiration, and motivation. And 2020 is going to be the best year yet. And you're going to get through this. I know it's hard, but you're going to get through this. You're going to get through this. We're all going to get through this together. And most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you, how much you care about them, and how much they affect your life. The messages I've received from people that I haven't heard from in a long time means so much to me right now. And it makes me feel even more connected to other people just sitting at home. And it's like, oh my God, so-and-so thought of me just out of the blue today. And this guy that I sponsored years ago just texted me today and he was like, hey, you hanging in there? And I was like, we were texting back and forth and it was so nice, you know, it was just so nice. And yeah, and continue to practice random acts of kindness. That's something that we can do from home. We don't have to go anywhere to do that. But most importantly in that, don't forget, if you're gonna practice random acts of kindness, don't tell anyone, just do them because it's the right thing to do. And that comes from the book, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, which I read over on my Peterisms channel today. And I love you guys so much. Thank you for continuing to be here. And I'll continue to try to post long vlogs. I love you and I will see you guys tomorrow. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Bye, love ya.